Today is Daily Cyber number 57. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep this under 5 minutes, but I've been trying to do a couple recordings of this and it's been like 15, 20 minutes because I've got a lot of information to cover. So I'm going to get going and I'm going to talk fast, so just try to keep up. And here we go. So last week I didn't do a lot of video logging, and I know it kind of been hit and miss, but I've been dealing with some state stuff and some legalities things in the sense of state lawyers, stuff like that. Just trying to get everything finished. I this week, this Saturday, cross my fingers. I mean, I think almost everything's done, so I'm almost done on that side, so I can really kind of put my head down and focus on just nothing but studying and kind of getting towards that goal of 2017 being a cybersecurity expert. Talking about studying, okay, so I want you to go to I'm just looking at my screen right now. It's herchovicgroup.com. What I was looking at was the 2017 Healthcare Cybersecurity Report, and on that page he's talking about the company's talking about cybersecurity spending will exceed $65 billion. This is accumulated over the next 5 years, 2017 to 2021. So the next 4 years. So the reason why I bring that up is because, I mean, all of us that are watching this, hopefully, knock on wood, that you guys are all looking at cybersecurity either at one stage or another. Either one, you're just about to get into it and you're so excited, or you've been in it for a couple years and you're looking at kind of where to go. Whatever you're doing, put your head down. I mean, I feel, and from what I've been reading and hearing and talking to people in HR and recruiters and talking to people that are looking for jobs in cybersecurity, if you put your head down, get the right certifications and get into the domain that you really want and become, I'm not going to say an expert, become very knowledgeable in that domain, what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing people are going to start going, hey, I need your services. I need you to come in my company and be an employee and work for us, right? Because we need that. And it could be, and I'm going to give you kind of a little bit of domains. I don't know them all, but I'm going to give you some of them I'm connecting to and listening to. You got like an administrative security where you're looking at writing policies, procedures, documentations, looking at ISO models. I know there's the health card validation, credit card validation, all kind of the legalities and the administrative stuff like that, where it's not really technical on the side where you have to set up a switch or router or hub, do some penetration testing, anything like that. It's really policies and procedures and how it all implements into their company and into our lives and the government and legal. So maybe you want to go into that domain. Maybe you want to do training, maybe you want to write manuals, maybe you want to write security policies and procedures and plans. Maybe that's what you want to do. Or maybe you want to be kind of a blue team where you're setting up routers, switches, hubs, firewalls, unified threat management tools, DMZs, you name it. Or maybe you want to harden a server. Who knows? Maybe that's the side you want to be. Maybe you want to be on the red team where you're penetration, you're hacking, you're looking at vulnerabilities. Maybe you're writing for... you're hardening different applications. Maybe you're writing definitions for antivirus. Maybe you're hardening your, and the definitions, the reason why I bring that on the red team, maybe you're hacking them and then you're just seeing the vulnerabilities, you're taking screenshots and say, look, you need to write this code or you need to write kind of into this that it hardens this area because I can get through it. I know I was just watching the Disruptors this morning and they were talking about how Burger King, compromised through a marketing campaign, an Android device going, hello Google Talk or whatever that may be, and I might be a little bit bastardizing it, but what happened was, I know Google has their device where it's almost like a Siri where you can talk to it and it'll answer you. Well, they did at the end of their commercial, they called onto the device would answer, and then it would do a search for what they asked for. So Burger King was smart in their marketing, and they found a vulnerability in Google, and what happened was they compromised it, right? And now it's not like a big threat, but it was something that was a vulnerability that they could compromise, and then get that the commercial would pull up the application, right? And the application, the voice like Siri, would pull up and then run a search, and Wikipedia would give you the ingredients. I think it was a Big Mac, not a Big Mac, it was a Whopper or something like that, something from Burger King. And I was just briefly watching it this morning, just quickly while I was doing other things, but you kind of see that was a compromise, right? And we're talking minor, really didn't, hinder anyone, but you think, well, if they can do that, what else can they do, right? So what if I could do, the Android, whatever the equivalent of Android or Siri, where I could say, hey, give me your geolocation and send it to, text it to XY address. Well, now I could have everyone's address that has that device that watched that commercial. You know, these are just things that just to think about, right? That, you know, people don't think about when they're programming, that how can it be vulnerable. Like, I know Siri's a little bit better, that it goes to voice recognition of the individual that sets it up, but it's not perfect. Right? I'm sure there's ways to compromise that. So anyways, I didn't want to keep this, I don't want to go too long. Like I said, I try to keep these videos around 5 minutes. So that's it for today's video. That's what I've been working on. That's my daily cyber log for today. I'm going to keep pushing away, keep going. I got to get back. I got to study. I got to do some Python studying this afternoon. So that's it for my video. Don't forget, I'm going to put it over here. Software is hackable. Being connected is vulnerable. And I'll see you next video.